Dear good morning, a pleasant welcome to today Liberal Television, the real issues. Here we discuss varieties of important issues that relating to the growth and development of our country, Mama Liberia. So we are here on a wonderful Friday morning that days with me, J. Cassius B. the tour, the veteran. We are told the lead host of this program, and the co-host is also here, Thomas Yakbawolo Glasuad, who is also here making sure everything move on smoothly. So wherever you are watching us, if you just joining us, I'd like to say welcome to the Liberia Television, the real issues on the Friday edition, the weekend edition, where we're going to be taking our rest for Monday's edition. So those of you just joining us, this is your premium platform today, Liberia, on this program, the real issues. Varieties of issues we're going to be discussing. As a matter of fact, Friday is a social discussion day for all of us. Those of you watching, you can bring some of the social discussion, social topic as well. But we're going to be looking at a very important issue as well, about the Chief Justice. Before we dive into, the former Chief Justice, Gloria Musu Scott. These issues have raised eyebrow in this country. These issues have brought a fear to all of us in this country. That is to say, our life is that kind of way. We don't know where we are turning now in this country. People are getting more brave and braver every day, the night. Like a few Fridays ago, we discussed about people getting brave and braver every day. We're also going to be diving into the issues of Bombing County District 1 representative and that of the aspirant as well, District 1 aspirant, representative aspirant, Charles Brown. As you may be aware, yesterday we spoke with Charles Brown, and there's a story that came out about traditional women coming out requesting for the living body of Charles Brown. So we hope to establish contact with our Bombay County correspondent as well, to bring up to speed as to what unfolding in that county, as to whether there have been kind situation there. So we're going to be doing all of these things and diving into our social. Our last segment going to be you talk, I talk. It's going to be our social discussion. You give your input and I give my input as well. So we're going to be having you talk, I talk here. It's going to be very splendid on this real issues here today. It's on a Friday, definitely the live Friday in the month of February. So we're going to make it very spectacular here on this premium platform. Those of you watching, our views and comments are very key to us on this premium platform. Today, Liberia Television, we're going to be bringing you varieties of issues. Like I said earlier, we're going to be bringing varieties of issues here. But let's now welcome my co-host, who is pretty seated to bring you all of the happiness as well, to participate on today's discussion that having to be the last Friday in the month of February in the year 2023. Welcome, Thomas.
Well, thank you, Cassius, and let me say hats off to all of our fans, friends, our followers, and our viewers also who have just been tagged into or shared with our broadcast for today. I'd like to say hello, and we're glad to be here because it's because of you that we're here. Without you, we wouldn't be here. So, today is Friday. We wouldn't be talking much politics, even though politics is actually dominating. We wanted to dive into some social issues. But however, as issues come up, we have to also give attention to them because these are national issues. They are trending and they are affecting the Liberian people. So it is our duty to expose some of them. It's our duty to talk about them. And we just need to talk and then urge the requisite authorities to take actions, because if they don't take actions, all of us feel it. Yeah. So there is a saying that when you close your mouth, you close your destiny. So we're not going to close our mouth because we don't want our destinies to be closed. So we are here together and join us. You can make your own participation either by calling our lines or by just commenting, sending your comments, and I can assure you, once your comments come in, they are actually going to be displayed. And even if you don't read them, we will display them on the screen so that everyone will see them. We don't want to be mean with them, okay? So, love you guys. Cautious. So
indeed, that's it. You listen to my co-host there, telling, bringing you out of what's going to be discussed here, as well as the Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice, Gloria Musu Scott. This brought the attention of, the problem in this country, Tomo, is that people will be crying to the government, saying their life is at threat, their life is not secure, and there will be a dead ear to that. And when something occurred, dangerous thing occurred, that's the only time we cease to take action. I'm told by my fact finding that this lady have said times without numbers on OKF and other Midnight or Light that her life is not secure. People have chased her twice within where she lives. There have been nothing being done about that. There have been no concern showing until what we saw day before yesterday, 11 o'clock. Until we saw that identical coming to fruition, because she said her life is not secure. So my attention was due yesterday to that as well. I wanted to know what is the main reasons. One who served this country will be hunted upon. One who served the country with a lot of diligence, people will hunt them and to take away their life. Is that how we're going to run the country? We're going to impose fear on international guests to come within the country. If you are sending somebody to serve as ambassador to Liberia, there will be a fear. It's a government official, a former government official who served her country for some time, that needed to have a national security assigned to her after her term of serving the nation or serving the country. We cry for a safety. We cry for a protection. There was more about me, who is a foreigner, who died. But anyway, in Liberia, we respect foreigner more than our own citizens, though. Yeah, definitely, we respect foreigner more than our own citizens. We'll take the latest securities to be assigned to our foreigners than the citizens within the country. So indeed, we are here discussing the incident that occurred on day before yesterday, because it was 11 o'clock. So that is this before yesterday, but the news broke up on yesterday about the former Chief Justice.
And mind you, she just didn't serve as a former Chief Justice. She has served in several.
Yeah, she served in the legislature as well. She served as the legislator.
Former senator from Maryland County.
Yeah.
The government,
So based upon that, on yesterday, we saw Maryland County current Senator Blebo Brown went there to express his heartfelt condolences to the bereaved family, and he saw that as an affront to the nation, one who served the country, and then later will be hunted upon. So I believe something she says that they actually came for her.
Yeah, but
so she managed to smooth. Just imagine, with the former Chief Justice escaping through the windows, the bedroom windows. Just imagine that. Could you imagine such a risk that she was taking? But because of that, she felt, the people felt that while harming her daughter,
She would have come out.
she will have come out.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely. That's how they felt. But not knowing that this lady's life is very important as well. Although her daughter's life is important though, we're not saying the life of her daughter is not important. But she managed to escape. Like she feel that by escaping, other people could have come around. But then in this country, when you even take phone and call 911 at a certain point in time of the night, you are on your own. They will not pay attention to you. So if people who serve the country, their life can be at risk, what more about a commoner like us? This imposed fear on us in this nation. We needed to be protected by the national security. But instead, the national security will take a buck of security apparatus to assign them on one man because he's serving now. You see, one man get 10 securities. You see, one man get whole 12 foot of securities just because he's in the position. It's okay too, but what's more about when you leave the position? That's the bigger questions. Will you afford to have all of these securities that is currently assigned to you? Because we are looking at the legacy. Former Chief Justice, former Senator of Maryland County, she served this nation. She served this country. I believe in my own right mind, she needed to have securities assigned to her. She needed to have national securities assigned to her. But these things happen in the country, and then we leave it with the national police to do an speeded investigation, and after the investigation, there is nothing that will come out. So Senator Aprons Delon raised our issues yesterday, and they were budgeted by Senator Komene Wizard, and people call him the odious experienced senator, because someone will come for confirmation and they will say, when I was much younger or much smaller, I used to hear this man, Senator Wizard, but then he was not senator though, Minister Wizard, Director Wizard. So they wanted to see Community Wizard with all of this experience. The question here is, if Senator Community Wizard having to leave the public sector, will there be a security attached to him? Will he not be vulnerable? Like the way Councillor former Chief Justice Musu Gloria Scott is now. She have to run for her own life. Because even if she could have lived in a house to, I believe she tried calling the police. But if you say you will live in the house to call the police, then that means her definitely could have been done by this time. But her daughter was killed, her other daughter was hurt, and she's currently at the hospital, and she herself have to escape to save her own life. What is this country turning to? And I'm told that person that did that act is not an armed robber. It's an assassin. When we came purposely to get at this lady, what did she do? So with this country, just imagine the past president of this country, we only have one, right? That's alive, or two.
But one is free and one
Yeah, one is in prison and one is free and moving around here. I believe when the leaders serve us and then when they are no more in the public space, they should be alive and then we'll be making reference to them. But instead, all of our references will go to a dead body. Other countries will have their leaders who are no more in the public space, but then sitting in a private space, and we are making reference to them. Other countries are making reference to them. But our country, we want to get at the people, of course. An individual will pay somebody to get at another person, to get rid of the person. Is that the only thing we can do in this country? We're in empathy and sympathy with former Chief Justice, Councilor Gloria Musu Scott, for the loss of your beautiful daughter. I'm told she was a student of Stars University. That is my school as well. And she have to lose her life in a cold blood. Unexpected death. But albeit we are in sympathy with the family, the bereaved family day, and we wish your other daughter speedy recovery. But these things happen in this country and people go scot-free. There have been a police immediate investigation, and yesterday the police appeared before the make out regular press briefing to launch a speedy investigation on that. And we hope that this identical person, the perpetrator, will be brought to justice. The doer of the act will be found. The question here is, if that person is found, what would be the next step to be taken? Because people will kill in this country and they go scot-free. So based upon that, we see other people doing the act, because they know fully well that these things there will be nothing that will come out of it. But we deserve Moses law though in this country as well. Yeah. How can the citizen within the country be wicked? How can a citizen within the country run the country the way it's running? We have government, we have the rule of law, but because little of nothing, somebody will say, if you pay me, I can get rid of that identical person. Our youth these days are getting brave. I'm told that person just entered in the house and smoothed himself, and he was in the house too up until that hour of the night. He went to execute his mission. How can we be brave in this country and be harming our past leaders?
Cautious, that is something that we all need to actually ask our government about, because I don't know.
Thomas, the reason I believe the reason these things go on and people go with impunity, that's the reason.
But that is just it.
Yeah.
The culture of impunity has taken over this country.
People go with impunity. And when these things happen, and you see the person walking in the street, another person become brave to say, I can do mine.
Cautious, this now, telling me something. I now understand why the former vice president has always said that, the culture of impunity is one of the things that is leading to all of these things that we're facing. So he is demanding that when he takes power, and he has stood by that word, he said the war and economic crimes will be a priority, a key thing to him, because he doesn't want these things to happen again. He wants, as they are happening, that people know that the consequences to these things are prosecution. When you do this is what you're going to face.
Yeah.
And I now understand. Because let me go and say this. There are a lot of mysterious circumstances or deaths around here that have that are yet to be explained, that their causes are yet to be known. That we are yet to receive clear reports from the national.
Before the month end, before each month end, there will be a lot of death rates. by people who feel that when they do these things they will go scot-free, or who feel that because John did his and then he went scot-free, so that brave mind definitely enters in them.
In any serious country will not allow these things to.
Of course, definitely. These things will not happen in a very serious country. We are not saying Liberia is not serious though. This is our country.
But listen, we gotta be clear here, Cassius. I will say this. If we are doing something that unserious people do, it means we are not serious.
Indeed.
That is just what's happening. We're not saying seriousness. We sit down and allow these things to just happen. We don't take stand on issues. We journalists will talk.
That's our work. That's our work.
But nothing is being done. Those who are seated at the helm of power ignore these things. They don't see it to be a problem to them because they're not being affected. Cassius, I once said this thing. I said, the Salif regime approached Ebola because a hierarchy from the government contracted Ebola. The late Patrick Sawyer, peace be unto his ashes, when he died in Nigeria at the airport. And remember that. There was information that he interacted with the former finance minister, American, and you know how close American was to the president. So should these things happen?
And we have the same thing. We have the same thing with Blama, former EPA director.
Blama, before the government told the issue of COVID to be serious, we said that we ignored and taking it to be, what Donald Trump said it was a Chinese virus. That was how we played laissez-faire with this thing. Why can't we be serious for one bit? I don't apologize for saying.
So those of you watching us, I'd like to say kudos to all of you that are watching us. Small Wad Young Quiet is watching us from Bowen Town, Zozo District, Lofa County. Ayasin Gebad is watching us from his office in Congo Town. He is a reporter of KMTV as well. Ayasin James Dodo is also watching us from Zoroway Town in Bon County. Those of you watching, our views and comments are very key to us on this premium platform. We are discussing the bravery of Liberians, more especially in killing the former president's son. Tobot was killed here. Senator Wizard raised that issues in plenary months ago, and the police said the investigation is still going on. How long will we be having some investigation and then another one is going on? While the investigation is going on, an act is being committed as well.
Cautious,
where is this country leading to?
When I hear people say,
are we becoming very violent in this country nowadays? But how be it we are here, dude, discussing the real issues?
It be the same old thing where people say this too is Liberia.
Yeah, so we take a break. When we come back, we see how best we can establish contact with our Bomi County correspondents to talk to our Bomi County correspondent to bring us to speed the protest or the protestation that occurred yesterday requesting the living body of Charles Brown, an aspirant of Bomi County District 1. Lad leveraging alleged allegation against him that he and Charles Brown allegedly raised insult at Bomi County District 1 representative Fina Boru Lasana. Let's take a break to be back. Indeed, welcome back to these real issues that we're discussing every another day. We won't rest on these matters. These matters are very grave to us. They are very important to us here in this nation. This is our country, and we love being in this country. And this is our job, and the passion is definitely given to us. So on the real issues, we're going to be placing call to our Bombay County correspondent to bring us to speed about the protestation on yesterday, on an allegation as well, requesting for the living body of our Charles Brown. Charles Brown is the Senate Stavros head. And, he's also an aspirant of the Bombay County District 1 representative. So we're going to place call to Gabriel. Gabriel is our correspondent of Bombay County. We're going to place call to Gabriel to bring us to speed. Let's see how best we can establish call now with Gabriel to bring us to speed as to what unfolded yesterday within the county, Bombay County. Good morning, Gabriel.
Let me say the blessed good morning to our many followers this morning across Liberia.
Yeah, thank you very much for joining us from Bombay County, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so would you like to bring us to speed as to what unfolded yesterday? That there is this information that a women, aggrieved women, traditional women as well, took onto the street of Februarry yesterday requesting for the living body of Charles Brown. Would you like to bring us to speed on that issues?
Well, the information is true. Yesterday, the street of Februarry was a scene of extraction where scores of women groupings from the entire county gathered at the corner hills on the principal street of Februarry in demand of the living body of Charles Brown. According to them, Charles Brown, it can be recalled recently in a meeting held on Sunday where traditional leaders, elders, chiefs, youth, and officials of the county attended that meeting in Claytown, Clay District. And it was reported that Charles Brown allegedly ruled some invectives on the District 1 lawmaker. So since that incident, there has been serious condemnations of the alleged act of Mr. Brown from schools of citizens across the county. So recently, the general coordinator held a press conference where she categorically condemned the act of Charles Brown, a controversial son of the county, ruining insult on the District 1 lawmaker. So yesterday, in solidarity to the District number 1 lawmaker, Honorable Februarry Lasana, scores of women took to the street dressed up in dominant white. Some of them were seen without slippers on their feet, marching on the principal street of Februarry onward to the women's center here in Februarry. According to them, the action carried on by Charles Brown by allegedly insulting the female lawmaker wasn't only intended to the lawmaker, but they described the act as being disrespectful to womanhood across the country. So they were demanding, or they are demanding, the living body of Charles Brown to be turned over to them for traditional investigation. According to them, the act is something that is against the traditional and cultural norm of the land.
So could you do you think what could be the main reasons of this act?
The act of the women?
Yeah. What? No, I'm talking about the alleged allegation.
Well, according to what we gathered in that meeting, the alleged act was election done by Charles Brown, according to some of those who were in the meeting, because this is the political season, and the both individuals that happens to be Honorable Charles Brown and Representative Februarry has been are contenders. The both of them contested in the special representative election, where Representative Februarry emerged victorious. So I mean, there has been this sour relationship between the both of them. So it was, I think, it's based upon that. I mean, whenever they meet, they are all rivals, and you expect some of these things to allegedly happen. So I mean, the say act was something that is attributed to something being political, because Charles Brown is a defeated candidate of the just ended special senatorial election, where the honorable lawmaker defeated her. So it's something that is a political, I mean, one would say political grudge or political animosity that is in the heart of Honorable Brown.
So Charles Brown have also said in his rebuttal that this act is he at no point in time insulted Honorable Lassanan, and also something he said is that this has been masterminded by Senator Snow.
This is exactly. There are some level of misreactions in the county here. Some are saying the allegation levied against Charles Brown is false and is politically motivated by some big hands, while others are saying minus the big hand or plus the big hand, but the lady in question is a female, and being insulted by a male allegedly is something that doesn't only refer, I mean, to the honorable lawmaker, but something to the entire women. So some again saw the action yesterday by the women as politically motivated, according to some pundits. Yeah. I mean, some of the women were seen wearing t-shirts belonging to the District 1 lawmakers, because there are varieties of t-shirts that were worn by the ladies, but all of them were in a dominant white. Some of them wore white t-shirts of different nature. Some wore t-shirts belonging to the representatives. So some are saying if this was something that's in solidarity of the female lawmaker, it should have been part of politics. But some ladies were seen in the District 1 lawmaker or t-shirt. So there has been this misreactions in the county since yesterday.
So Senator Snow, was Senator Snow in the meeting?
Say that.
Was Senator Snow in the meeting that this allegation came up on Charles Brown?
Senator Snow, according to what I've been told, because the meeting was held, I mean, this gone Sunday, and I, as the president, was not in the meeting, but we've been told that Senator Snow wasn't in the meeting.
Okay. It was nice talking to us.
It's my pleasure to be on the show.
He's our correspondent, Gabriel Packard of Bomi County, bring you up to speed as to what unfolded yesterday, where we saw ladies gathering the street of Februarry requesting for the living body of Charles Brown, an aspirant, a lead contender to Boru Lassanan, requesting for the living body of him in an allegation that he ran insult at the district representative. But that's something he said in his rebuttal, because as a journalist we always love to do our fact-finding.
So Cassius, let's just take a short break, and when we come back we will dive into something here.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah, just want to set some problems.
The Honorable Member for Banjul South.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I would first of all like to thank the committee clerks of this August House for the great work that they have done by spending the whole night in this August Assembly preparing a report for us. I thank you clerks of the National Assembly. Honorable Speaker, I think looking at the Honorable Minister's statement and looking at the budget, I think that our government does not love this country. They do not have the feeling to nurture our children in this country. Honorable Speaker, $6 billion fee in salaries alone, not in administrative cost. Honorable Speaker, and we say we are a poor country. Honorable Speaker, the median age in this country is 19 years old. We should consider the life and the livelihood of our children. We should be investing in education. We should be investing in health rather than paying ourselves, feeding ourselves out of the poor people of this country. I will start with this August Assembly, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, to see the salary of the Honorable Speaker increased from 658 million to 658,000 to 1,560,000. I feel ashamed to call myself an honorable member. Honorable Speaker, I gave myself for service. I did not give myself for the poor people to feed me and my family. Honorable Speaker, when I saw this, I felt embarrassed. I did not want to come to this budget session because I said to myself, there is no need, because we are just sharing the cake in our pockets, going home, feeding ourselves. Not only that, but to feed the responsibility allowance, the residential allowance, the roving allowance, and all those for the representatives of the people. It is embarrassing for me to go back to my poor constituents.
The Honorable Member for Banjul South.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I would first of all like to thank.
Amen. You're blessing me. Amen. I said it. You're blessing me. We are doing salvation in this country. There is no unity. The power comes in pride. You know the things I say here? You know why we appreciate? When I went to Kuma for 2 days, the things that God revealed to me, everyone want to do the same thing. The poor people want to get rich first. That because they don't have it. All what they are spending, they don't want to get it. So what I think we could do is to just pray and fix what we have. We have to grow up in this country. I was telling somebody, I said, even the helicopter that I bought, the drivers don't even care for me. That's a big, big problem. The helicopter that I bought in this country, those are flying that love it, they don't even care for me. We need to hold together, and then this country will develop. We need to put down our ego. Yes. Those days, one Maurice McGee, he was just a commissioner. And he was so powerful. So, those offices that you are looking at, they are powerful. We only need to get together. Because you do not know what you could do. God allow you to get there just now, you will do worse. Because first thing, you do not even love those that are around you. You didn't have time to think. Unity, when you look in that package, there are times when you think. But if you do not think about those around you, you are not a leader. Why haven't you seen John for the past 5 days?